What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with some breaking news about The Division Resurgence. We have a full CGI introduction to the game itself with another interview with one of the developers for the game and a little bit more insight on what's happening tomorrow for the playtest. That's right, tomorrow starts the playtest for The Division Resurgence, aka The Division Mobile. Now, if you are in Europe and an Android device user, you might be picked to, playtest. Now, if you can do this, there is no NDA at all, so you can play and share and do whatever you want while doing this playtest. They basically said that as long as you just tag them at the Division Mobile or at the Division Resurgence whenever you show everyone whatever it is, they're happy for it. They want the word out. So with that, they are also going to be releasing the Dark Zone for you to test and some other things as well. So let's look into it, okay? Now, all of this news and more is already on my Twitter at Kamikazevondoom. So remember, you can get it right then and there as soon as it happens before I even make one of these videos. Now we're making our way to 4,900 followers. And for us on YouTube, we're now over 15 million views and we're making our way to 59,000 subs. So again, thank you all so much for the support. Now, if you didn't already know, I did get my Division ugly sweater in yesterday. And it's actually pretty legit, not gonna lie. Anyways, we're getting off subject here. Let's talk about the Division Resurgence. Now, here is their Twitter page. So it's at the Div Mobile. So they opened this up, in June. So if you haven't already, you can follow them here and you'll get everything they have. Now, the news that we're going to break is not even an hour old. So you're getting this pretty fast, hot off the press. Now, what they posted is that to ensure you can play as soon as possible, preload now. Check the Play Store to see if you are eligible. So basically, if you are an Android user in Europe, you can go to the Play Store, see if you're eligible, click download, and you can already playtest or already preload it to playtest. Now, it's going to start tomorrow on December 8th. Now, it says log in and download the second part while we wait for the servers to open. So you'll have, the game downloaded onto your phone. Everything's ready to go. I'm pretty sure you can also do this on your tablets. And if you can do it on either one of those, remember you can broadcast it to your TV so you can play that way. You can do all sorts of things. And a lot of tablets and mobile devices already have controller compatibility. So it's easy to be able to play this, like that. Now, it says details here for the first invitations have gone out. So you can already preload and do all this right now. We're not worried about that. We're worried about what's going to happen. Now, just a reminder, the Dark Zone, okay? This was released a few months ago, and this is what everyone needs to remember. And this is important for tomorrow, because tomorrow this opens up so you can test it. You can actually see what it is and let everyone know. So again, there's no NDA. You can record, you can send, you can post, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you actually get into the test and have fun. From the closed test they had a few months back, I heard nothing but stellar reviews. I've heard that this game is really good, and the only thing people are worried about are pay-to-win scenarios with monetizing certain things. Everyone understands that it's a mobile game. Okay, we get that. But as far as the game itself, how it feels, how it plays, how it, looks, everyone has said it's been spot on. This is going to be a really big thing. Now, this is going to reimagine New York City again during that whole flu outbreak, except this time you're going to be a part of the first wave agents, not second wave. Now, remember when Tom Clancy's The Division came out, the storyline was that you were a second wave agent and you were going into New York City to help out the remaining JTF members and help out the first wave agents and find out what happened. Now, in this game, The Division Resurgence, it's going to be the same story, except this time you are a part of the first wave. So you are a part of building that story up to Tom Clancy's The Division. So it's kind of like a prequel in a way, but they also said it's going to go into The Division 2 as well. So I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of like parallel story where, the first two games are going to be over here on the right and we're going to be over here on the left, doing the same story, just driving a different car or whatever. Anyways, so as far as the Dark Zone, what has changed? Now, remember, this came out a while back. I hope the volume's good, but let's just check this out real quick, just as a friendly reminder. Maybe I can make this full screen. Let's see. Intense player experience. Yeah, so there's a 20-minute timer in the Dark Zone now. So 20 minutes. And that's the whole time. So you have to go in, get gear, do whatever, and extract or get out. Whatever it is. I don't know how it's going to work, but there's seeker mines. I mean, I can already remember where that is in the Dark Zone. That's pretty cool. I believe that's Dark Zone 5 west side. Going up to DZ6. Get out what you can. Yeah, so it's a timer. And then you have to worry about rogues. Yep. Trust no one. Uh-oh. Oh! He went rogue. I'm wondering what happens when the timer goes out, though. That's going to be the cool part. All right, so there's your friendly reminder, okay? Now, today, this just came out today, okay? So this says, be the first to discover the introduction CGI to The Division Resurgence and find out what our executive producer has to share on it. What are you looking, forward to the most? And a lot of people have seen the Dark Zone, and he does talk about PvP and the Dark Zone in this. However, it does show a really epic introduction CGI to the game. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch that, and then we're going to watch their interview, and then, yeah, that'll be that. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's watch the latest from The Division Resurgence.
It happened in just a few weeks. Our own greed did us in. And before we knew it, the dollar flu spread like wildfire. A few weeks. That's how long it took for a civilization to collapse.
The governor of New York has asked for federal help as city services are collapsing.
Manhattan was being torn apart. So they locked it down. Or tried. But it was already too late.
The government is resorting to drastic measures to tackle the crisis.
That is why the president today has decided to invoke Directive 51.
So they finally activated us. The Strategic Homeland Division. An elite group of embedded agents. We are the last line of defense. and we will give our lives to save what remains.
We're joined today by Fabrice Navrez, who has kindly accepted to answer some of my questions. Fabrice, thanks for being here. How are you today?
I'm good and glad to be back.
Awesome, because we're going to be discovering lots of new cool things to come with the Division Resurgence. The first of those things is the lore in general. So we've seen an amazing CGI introduction. Can you tell us a bit about this world that the player is going to be experiencing in the Division Resurgence?
The Division is a story of a huge crisis where the society has been impacted by the green poison. Society has collapsed, and as a member of the Division, you have to get in and save the day in New York City.
So agents are thrust into this really amazing story, and they immediately have quite a lot of challenges they have to face. Can you tell us a bit more about the story and the character that the player will be able to experience and discover?
As an agent, you're a normal person. You have a job, you have a family, and all of a sudden you have to react to that crisis and you're activated. You will be part of the first wave, the first agents to get in New York to try to save the situation.
In the previous Division games, we've seen that players have been given so much to do, so many different activities. How does that translate to the Division Resurgence?
The world is vast. Of course, you will follow either the main path that is telling the core story of the Division, but you will have also a lot of activities within the open world to discover all the details and the secret about that specific universe.
Now, the open world is vast, as you said, and there is a ton to do. How are we going to add in more and more for players to continuously rediscover and re-enjoy the Division?
You have the main mission, but also everything related to the world, with specific events that you will play on a weekly basis, but also specific PvP activities like the Dark Zone or the conflict mode.
In the Division, players have always needed to be very agile, very fast and quick, and be able to respond quickly to any threat around them. This is a huge undertaking to bring to mobile, to platforms that are handheld. How on earth did you manage it?
The key word for us was precision, and what we emulate is the full control you could expect from the Division experience put on your mobile device and that are fully customizable. And from there you will be able to really adapt your playstyle to make sure that it runs super smooth.
The Division is a cover-based shooter game, and taking cover, being strategic are key elements here. How did you address this on mobile?
As a player, you will have two options with the cover system. You could either pick the manual system when you can precisely say where you want to take cover to address the different challenges of the game, or you can go with the automatic system that is also reducing the number of inputs needed to take cover.
One new element to the Division Resurgence is this idea of specializations that really give characters and players the ability to pick the way they're going to play. Can you tell us a bit more about these?
The specialization are the class in the Division Resurgence. As a player, you will be able to pick a specific playstyle that suits you, either to play solo or to create synergies by playing with your teammates. If we take the demolitionist specialization, for example, you will be able to play around with the gunner launcher or the seeker mine, and as it is an RPG at core, you will be able to customize those abilities to give them a very specific flavor.
Crafting has always been a core element of the Division, and it's changed quite dramatically in the Division Resurgence, where players really get to choose maybe much more what they want to research, how they want to research it.
The Division Resurgence is a looter-shooter at core, meaning that you get guns from the enemies and you try to find the best weapon. You have also the option to craft the weapon you prefer, and you can also do exactly the same with the gears and how you look in the game.
One big change to come to the Division Resurgence is that it is now a fully MMO game, and you can meet people in the open world and play with them, interact with them. How is this going to change the player experience, and not just solo, but also PvP?
That means that you will meet actually real players all across the open world. In New York City, you will be able to cooperate, to look where they are going and how they interact with the world, and that will be a perfect way to actually meet strangers and perhaps make new friends. But you have also the dangerous part, where you can actually meet players in the dark zone, in a PvP environment, where the goal will be to assess if it's an ally or perhaps an enemy, and to react to that. We have also a full PvP mode with Conflict, which is a team deathmatch 4v4, where the goal will be to find the best synergies in your team to make sure you can rule in that mode.
Now, the Dark Zone has always been a fan favorite, and you've brought it back but adapted here for the mobile platform. Can you tell us what changes around here?
First, what is the Dark Zone? The Dark Zone is a place in New York under quarantine that is still contaminated and where the player has to go to get the best loot in the game. The goal in the Dark Zone is actually to try to get the best loot. As the zone is fully contaminated, you have to extract them to then claim it back in the open world. One of the main changes we've made to that iconic game mode is that you have actually 20 minutes to get the most of the Dark Zone. The goal is to have a very intense and action-packed game session.
Thank you so much, Fabrice, for being with us today and answering all my questions. And thank you guys for being with us as well. We hope that you've enjoyed this little insight into what's to come in The Division Resurgence. In the meantime, make sure to reach out to us on Twitter at @TheDivMobile. Send us any of your questions and feedback. We'd love to hear from you and get in touch with you.
Ooh, it's epic, and I am looking forward to it. Now, remember, this is a completely different development team from a completely different country. I believe this is Ubisoft Paris spearheading this video game. And for all of you that are like, oh, but what about this game and this game? It's a completely different development process and team. The only similarities are the storyline, the references, some of the gameplay, and some of the environment. Everything else is completely different, made by a completely different development team. And then as far as Division Heartland, that is being spearheaded by Red Storm Entertainment. And again, that's based out of the US, so that's a completely different development team on a completely different game. So the Division 1, the Division 2 are Ubisoft Massive, spearheaded out of Sweden. The Division Resurgence, spearheaded by Ubisoft Paris, out of France. And then the Division Heartland, spearheaded by Red Storm Entertainment, which is based out of the Carolinas in the U.S. All right, for all of that news and more, don't forget you can find it on Twitter at Kamikazevondoom. And yeah, that's it. Hit that like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Peace.